This is going to be the first of many tennis videos that are just basically going to step you through the process of how to become a better tennis player. This first video is going to be talking about a second serve, and also it's going to be talking about pronation. These are things you can practice off the court. These are things that I would like you to practice now, so that if you're working with me as a private coach, that you've already looked at these things and you're already starting to do them. Okay, so why start with a second serve? Well, the answer is because if you can't hit a second serve, then you're going to double fault a lot of times, which means you either you're going to hit two first serves, you're going to bang it twice, or you're going to go up and you're going to dink it, on your second serve. And either way, we don't like that. So we're going to start with the fundamental thing of making you have a good second serve. So the first elements are going to be the ball toss. The second elements is going to be pronation. So these videos are going to cover those two things. So let's go into ball toss first. So we want our ball toss to land right about in this area, right down here. The further the ball toss lands in front of us, the more likely it is the net, it's going to go into the net. Because we're leaning forward and we're hitting the ball with top spin, it's going to drive it into the net. So here's a couple of tosses. I want you to note where my feet are and notice how I bring the racket back too. Now I'm going to talk about how you hold the ball. You hold it like a little ice cream cone right here. So you're looking at that, you're holding it like that, and you're trying to set this up onto a shelf. Okay, so step back. So my goal is to bring it up like this, not to fling it. If I fling it, then it kind of goes this direction. But I'm just going to set it up on the shelf. Now, the nice thing about a good ball toss is it's going to go up and it's going to stop before it comes down. And that's kind of what we want. We want it to go high enough that it's going to put it in the right range, but we want it to kind of stop up there where you're going to be hitting the ball. If it's stopped, it's easier to hit than if it's moving down quickly. Perfect. Okay, so let me conclude with a few comments, about the ball toss. So the reason why the ball toss is so important is because we basically need to get that ball to go to the same spot every single time you toss the ball. If I can get that ball toss to be in a nice spot right above my head, and then where it goes up high enough, it stops before it comes down, that stopping point is where I want to toss the ball to. That's where I want to hit the ball at. It's just like in your golf swing. It's not easy to hit a moving ball, and we want it to be in the same place as much as possible. So here's what I want you to do when you practice your ball toss, and I want you to practice it frequently and often, okay? There's one thing. As you toss the ball, bring the racket back like you saw me do. So it's one motion. As you bring the racket back, your arm's going up to toss the ball into that spot. Take a handful of pennies. Let's say 10 pennies, okay? And every time that ball lands, I want you to place a penny down where the ball lands at. And then after you've got the 10 pennies, then you can look and see how big a circle where all the ball tosses went. And your goal is as you get better and better at doing a ball toss, that circle where those pennies are will get smaller and smaller, okay? So let's start here. We're going to make a good ball toss. That's going to make you prepared for the serving, which is going to come soon after this, okay? So we're going to conclude there. Good luck. Practice hard. It makes a difference.